Okay, welcome back to how to do concept mapping. Now we're going to do sorting and rating using the system. So once again, I'm signing into my test site using my secondary business, and I've entered my password and will sign in. You'll see now I have two new steps to do the participant questions in the sorting. Now, sometimes participant questions will come up before the brainstorm, but a lot of times we like to do an anonymous brainstorm, at least I do. So you see I've clicked on the participant questions, which came up for sorting. So when I do the sorting, I want to know who's actually sorting the items. And that's why we have the questions here. So we have this imaginary Happy Neighbors Farms community, and I've lived in Happy Neighbors Farms for 20 years, so that's what I'll put in the into the browser, or at least that's what I'm saying for today. And then it says, to have I ever participated in the community association? So I have yes. Now, there may be other questions that you have in your actual participant questions. And once you're done with all of the questions, then you'll be thanked for your answers and sent to the next step. And our next step is the sorting. So I'm going on to sorting. And what's interesting is I thought that the rating was open, so I'll have to reopen that a different way. So with the sorting, there'll be some instructions, and you'll have custom instructions for your site. But basically, what we're going to do is sort the items in piles or clusters of things that you find to be similar based on their content. So please look at and read each item or statement before sorting them. It may help you to read through everything first, and you might find that it's okay to just start sorting and read them one by one. So you want to make sure to a couple things. First of all, you don't want to rate them on a value, like whether it's hard to do or whether you believe it's true or whether you think it's relevant. That will come later. You also want to not make a big trash pile of miscellaneous or other things that you don't think go together. You'll want to try to have piles that really reduce the number of things. So here we put 22 items. So unlike these instructions, you wouldn't want to have 20 piles because that would be one thing in a pile. You'll probably end up having somewhere between 3 and 8 piles for these 22 items. So this is just a generic instructions that Concept Systems gives us. And I haven't changed it for this example. So I'm closing that. And I'll just start with, most of the time I'll do tabletop sorting for people, and so that's a click and drag, and that's usually pretty easy. So I'm just going to drag the first item over and read it. And it's when more people participate, we have the chance to get more helpers on community projects. So now I need to give the pile a name. It makes sense to me. So I'm going to go participate. Anything that I think will help people participate, I'm going to put in this pile. The next item says we could not find out what the big issues are for our whole community and have a chance of actually working on those. Or we could find out, so I can't read my own issue. So I think that's participate. We get more information from people. Now, I accidentally dropped it in a new place. It tried to make a new pile. I'm like, no, I don't want a new pile. I want you in this box. So when you slide over the box where you see the green dots, the dashed line, then you know you're able to drop it in. If you take the item and you wanted to move it again, you could move it away and start a new pile. But again, I don't want to do that. I want it to stay and participate. Now you notice that 2 out of 22 are sorted, and you still have all the other items. You can slide down and read them all now and look for anything else that's participate. Like here's open to all voices. It's the last one, but I'll go ahead and put it in because I saw it. People will be more activated. I think that's also participate. So you could go through and look for the different items that go into that cluster, or you could go on to another one. So I saw this. Some people won't take the process seriously. That's not participate. And so this is, I'm going to call this distractions. Now you make up your own name that makes sense to you. So you won't be trying to find the right answer. It's just whatever made sense to you. Now that seems like a distraction to me, so I call that pile distraction. And now here's one that says, I don't think criminals should be included because they only work to break down the community. Now to me, I'm going to call that a prejudice because we're trying to exclude different groups or people based on who they are and what we think that they do. I also see the renters won't be invested, so I'm going to put that under prejudice because that's something that people think will be a problem. And then here we have the business owners will pay more attention to residents. So I'm going to give that a new cluster, and I'm going to call that unity, because while it would, business owners would be participating, but they're paying more attention to residents, so they're having about more concerns for others. So I'm going to say unity of the community. So you can definitely have more than one word. I like one-word titles because I'm a researcher who uses concept systems, and back in the day I used to have to type all this stuff. Now, if your list gets long and you want to see more things, you can move them around. You can stretch the box out so you can see more things. And if you think that one's full and done, you can actually reduce it and let it be at the bottom. And you can make it big again. So you can click just on your regular browser window items and clear the space out if you just want to work on this one that has the prejudices, for example. So that's how you sort. You go ahead and sort until at the top of the list all 22 items are sorted. There's a progress bar and there's a list, so you know that you've done 8, so that you know when you're done with everything. Here's one, maybe the community association will listen to more voices than their own. Finally. Oh, that's a little snippy, but people will do that. So we just go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and put that into participate. So that's where I sorted it. So you see I didn't even have to open it up. And now I'm going to open up, and there it is. It's also there. So that's the way we do it for sorting. You go through and make sure you sorted everything. And then you'll be able to save the items. So that's the way you do this. Okay?